So, I think financial management, budget management is kind of everyone's business, I suppose is the first thing I wanted to say. A cornerstone of a high-performing organisation is where that happens. So the success of the council's financial management is not about the finance team or me or CMT, it's about the whole organisation. And we've done really well. So everyone in the organisation plays their role in that. And we've done really well, but it's been tough. So we've had to make tough decisions. So that might be restructures in your team. That might be, for residents, council tax going up by 5% every year for the last decade. That might be fees and charges going up when your garden waste, your parking, your leisure centres. That might be recommissioning. That might be some major digital change. It's all those things, I suppose. So it's not happened by accident that the council is in a better position than some councils in terms of our financial position. But it kind of, I suppose it carries on. So there's some tough challenges ahead. The big, we have to live within our means, I suppose. That's the same for any organisation. The big things that mean that's not easy for the council is our statutory responsibilities, rising demand for services, rising complexity for services. So adult social care, children's social care, temporary accommodation, support for children with special educational needs. They're all kind of big national issues, but they're affecting us locally in Sutton. And the government has kind of committed to, promised to recognise that they're big issues, but we can't wait for the government to come in and solve those issues alone, although there are promised changes. So that has been our challenge and remains our challenge over the years ahead. In terms of the kind of detailed financial position, as I said, we've done well over the last 2 years. In the financial year 24-25, we overall as a council, we had overspends, underspends, overachievement of income, underachievement, but we contributed about £500,000 from a £200 million budget into our reserves. This year we got a small overspend, less than that. So across the 2 years, we kind of balanced our budget. Our budget goes to full council in March for next year, and we're in a strong position with that as well. We're just the final decisions to go through with members. So all of that, I suppose, says we've got a really strong baseline, but kind of challenges ahead.
And what does fair funding do for us?
Not a lot. The government, the big problem with local government is the size of the cake isn't big enough to fund statutory services and our responsibilities. The government's gone through a big process of changing how the cake's sliced up between councils. And that was kind of probably long overdue. The last change was in about 2013, so demographic change, population change across the country, it clearly makes sense to base the needs of each local authority on up-to-date information rather than old information. But it doesn't help us in the short term. We're slightly worse off because of fair funding than it would have been before, partly because we've probably done a good job in terms of reducing relative need in Sutton compared to other parts of the country. But then that's how grant is calculated.
Thank you. It's great to see we've got questions coming in already on all sorts of topics. So
is that what people were laughing at when I was talking? I was getting a bit concerned.
One that got a chuckle was, hello CMT, we have one free space on Thursday's Health and Safety Managers course. Would one of you like to come along? So not to put any of you on the spot.
It's a conference we've got another conference on Thursday.
Oh, when is the Health and Safety Managers course on Thursday? So all day. All day. Can CMT join for half after the conference?
If you come half, you want to stay for half.
Okay, so I think that is commitment from CMT. There you go. So Richard, you were talking about budget challenges, and the first question that came in was around impact of those budget challenges, and specifically, do you anticipate any further VR schemes? That was the first one on there, so I think we should probably just
do you want me to take it? I don't know what to anticipate to some degree because it's a challenges ahead. When we did the VR scheme, was it 2023? We had some big pressures post the pandemic, meaning that we needed to make some short-term savings. We took the view as a corporate management team working with members that a way of doing that was to offer a voluntary redundancy programme to the whole organisation. And that does deliver savings because some of those applications were accepted. That's not without pain, and colleagues would have left, but also in your teams you'd have to manage what came after. We haven't done that again since then. We've not had to do that to balance the 26-27 budget. So it's not a tool we use lightly then, or I don't think we think as a team that kind of open it up to everyone is something you want to do every year as an organisation. We'd much more want to understand what the future state of the council is and then work back from there in terms of how we deliver that future state. So I don't think it's something on the horizon, but it's a tool in the box of any local authority if we need to make savings to live within our means. So you got Helen's message on Friday, I think, about the council's plans around the Civic offices, the library, the car park, Seacombe Theatre and the St Nicholas Centre. So we were looking at, we did a business case, we did a procurement to get a development partner to, in effect, sell this site, put housing on this site, move the council and the library into the St Nicholas Centre to support the high street and the high street regeneration. We wanted to do that plan without impacting the amount of money available for services. We didn't want to do this big move and put the council somewhere else and then have to, as a consequence of that, have to cut services to residents. We thought we had a plan that would allow us to do that without that, but as we got into more detail about the costings, it became clear we couldn't. Coming out of Civic is still the plan, but we need to relook at the best way of re-providing where the council goes. In terms of St Nicholas Centre itself, which the council purchased in 2021, occupancy is up from when we purchased it. It probably gives us a little bit more opportunity now we're not going for plan A to think about how we can continue to revitalise the St Nicholas Centre.